I've competed at some of the highest levels of athletic endeavors in terms of Ironman events, cycling, running, natural bodybuilding, and I turned that into a business that I scaled to over 7 figures. And now I manage health for people with a combined net worth of over $200 million. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I've found a way to orchestrate my passion, my story, and my progress into a system that I apply for myself, but also for other people. A lot of business owners do this with sales teams or marketing teams and create value in ways for a business to immediately see some sort of impact quickly and effectively to generate them more money, at least in the online business space, and that's where money comes from. The problem is that not a lot of business owners truly understand the value of their time and the non-negotiables of their sustenance. And sustenance can be boiled down into the things that we have to do on a day-to-day basis to stay alive. And the argument that I'm gonna make with you today is that you can't increase your sustenance and you can't decrease it, it just is. And whenever you're functioning out of an abstract way of thinking about something that is in this cycle, no matter what you do, it's going to continue to stay in this realm of possibility. So if you're training, you're still going to have to train. If you're eating, you're still going to have to eat. If you're stretching, you're still going to have to stretch. But the problem is that the unique you and the you that is growing at the fastest rate in or outside of your business is actually operating, sure, with the same bandwidth, but it's actually clearing up the amount of decisions and the amount of time that it's taking on a day-to-day basis. So whenever somebody asks me about health optimization or how do I increase my productivity or what's a meal plan or a training plan or how do I do these things, they're thinking in a really granular perspective. And that perspective comes out of their time, okay? So it's always invoking their time to get some sort of result. How do I train a certain way to become more productive? What meal plan should I follow to become more productive? And sure, that's really important. The high quality produce is really important. High quality training structure is important. Having the right trainer, having the right adaptations, shut up Slack. All these things are really important, but they don't free up the finite amount of energy that exists for somebody. Okay, everyone has this 100% battery that they need to recharge every day, and your quality of food, everything is going to play a role in how well your battery recharges, your body battery. But what I'm talking about and what OptiMobility is doing and everything that we've built is we're about recharging this battery without tying up your plate with meals, food, training, okay? So it actually gets a lot more granular than this. The first thing that takes up the most amount of your time with being healthy is your shopping, cooking, and cleaning, okay? We can also throw laundry in here and tidying. This is a huge amount of time. So to put food, it requires a significant amount of energy. Sure, you can order groceries, you can get someone else to do this for you, you can do a lot of things to free up this from your plate, but billionaires, millionaires, and people of a high performance standard are not cooking, cleaning, shopping, and managing their own food systems, okay? They're not doing that. They're either Uber eating or they're, what else is there? Sure, they're Instacarting and then they're batch prepping. There's problems with these two things, okay? Uber Eats is expensive and the quality is shit. Restaurants are out there to make a profit. They don't care about quality ingredients. It's about pumping out food that tastes somewhat good, that we can pump out to a lot of people while we pay our people well and we pocket whatever, I think it's 2 to 5% on average is restaurants' profit margins. It depends. Next thing is Instacarting, but sure, you still have to create the shopping list. You have to make the food exciting, and then you have to continue to cook and clean and prepare it, okay? So it's still taking up time. Maybe it's taking up a quarter time or a little bit less time because you're Instacarting or Uber eating, but you're reducing quality and you're still tying up your plate. And on average, it's about 45 to 60 hours a week just for this aspect, okay? We haven't even started talking about the other two rudimentary basics for the time into health that are tying up your plate. The next thing is the data aspect of it, okay? The science. So there's the knowledge process on which health is applied, which is what transfers into what you're supposed to be doing on a day-to-day basis. So what that means is, we're gonna get rid of this guy here. If you're eating, or if you're, let's say you're gaining weight, you're going to consume meat. So that can equal to weight increasing, right? You're gonna be in a surplus. There's a lot of variables that will determine if this works for you, okay? Your stomach lining, your blood work, your DEXA scan, your heart rate, your cardio. There's a lot of factors that data and science need to provide in order for you to get this expected outcome, your goal, without any sacrifices attributed towards it, okay? Because it's really easy as you're younger to eat more meat and just eat more food and just get bigger, but you'll notice that the more ignorant you are about what your body is telling you, so the data of your body, your blood work, your genetics, etc., the more you neglect this, the more it bites you in the ass in different aspects, in different categories. So it's very complicated, and it's best to understand the body before throwing a ton of things at it and seeing what sticks. So instead of following fad diets, understanding why and what's going on is going to save your battery in the long run as this goes on with time, okay? The last piece of it is you have to keep it simple, okay? So what this means is there are several contractors and several people with certain buckets of knowledge that you need to find success with organizing your system of health. That is your doctor, and the reason why you need a doctor is to overview the data collected, create a holistic image of what's going on, write you supplements and things that you might want ordered, if that's peptides, etc. So doctor is pivotal. The next thing you'll need is some sort of an elite trainer. Okay, a lot of people say, oh, I don't need a trainer, I don't need that. But things like form, stability, mobility, range of motion, training programming are essential with a trainer if you're looking to be serious and actually achieve your goals without any sacrifice. You need a nutritionist to understand the nutritional needs of how to adjust your diet and coordinate that with the team so that you can save your hours back and you're actually eating food that's going to get you to your goals. And then you need a physiotherapist, okay? Someone that can understand your body symmetry, your mechanics, where you might be lacking, and what are the consequences associated with each of these people and what you're not doing. The problem is they need to be connected. And the reason why they need to be connected is for the following instance. These are separate contractors, so running around chasing and understanding what each one of them is trying to tell you to do is a whole job in itself. But let's say you get your blood work done yesterday morning. Your doctor will communicate that in your Slack channel to your trainer. So immediately your trainer knows in the morning if you're following a regular fasted schedule, potentially getting some sort of a healthy carb like a banana before so that you don't pass out during your workout as an extreme instance is something that is of most importance that should be communicated. Your trainer adjusts your training. So now instead of you wanting to gain weight, you want to do an Ironman. This needs to be communicated with the nutritionist and the doctor so that way blood work can increase in terms of how many times blood is being studied to see markers like inflammation, CRP, how is cholesterol adapting, how are hormones adapting, etc. And the physio needs to create really specific mobility knowing that you're training for an Ironman to keep the body primed up. These things need to happen holistically because without one person in this system, it all comes crumbling apart. I'll show you what you mean. So you can have the best trainer in the world, you can have somebody orchestrate an Ironman training plan for you, and in reality, this is where we see a lot of influencers. Okay, so online, the access and what people omit, instead of doing science, instead of understanding their bodies, they'll go online and they'll find a biohacking coach or a coach with abs or somebody that is just eluding some sort of success with fitness because of their physique, and they'll pay them money to create a plan for them. Once that payment is made, the plan is done and it's up to the client to find success. the client's busy, right? Like we talked about, they have to do all the shopping, cooking, and cleaning. It's taking up this much time. There's also work, there's also family, there's also fun. And these things equal to just having a training plan means that it's not done. So the compliance goes down because there's not enough time, there's not enough bandwidth to associate and to actually do this properly. It's way too spread out, it's way too confusing. And that's why just having one aspect like a trainer and giving you a plan will not subside. Let's just say you went with the trainer approach. If the trainer doesn't tell the nutritionist to adjust the plan for an Ironman's diet, which is obviously higher carb, but also higher protein, you're gonna get on the Ironman training program and you'll try and adjust your own food as best as you know. You could be really good at it at this point, but if you're not, you'll adjust it wrong, you won't fuel properly, and then you'll get injured. Okay, you get injured, you go see your physio, and your physio does really rigorous workouts with you, 2 to 3 sessions a week. On your 4th session day, you do whatever your trainer programmed, and then you get injured even worse because your physio and your trainer aren't communicating. You're not doing warm-ups that are helping you find success with your training, right? So your physio will tell you, oh, do this, this, and this. You go and you do it, you see the physio, and it's counteracting your training. Okay, let's cut out physio, let's cut out trainer. You just have a doctor. Doctor, to some extent, and you want to go the holistic route, is solid, but a doctor does not have the time to understand how and what goals you have and what direction you're moving in with your performance goals. They're there to suit the body's needs in that moment and make sure that you are stabilized. But training for an Ironman or increasing your weight or any health goal that you have is not a stable process. It actually involves breaking your body down in a smart way where you can recover and you're not feeling the effects of it. So a lot of people will do these things, they'll gain weight, they'll do an Ironman, and they'll see success with it, or they'll look good, but unbeknownst to us, their batteries are fucked. Because we can't tell and we don't have a clear picture of what's going on internally. How's the person's stomach doing? How's their digestion doing? How strong are they? How fast are they running? All we have to go off of, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong, is looks in a lot of instances. Looks and talk. So what's being said on social media and what's being done is how we gauge somebody's success with their fitness goals. But the reality is that they may be achieving their fitness goals, and they probably are, with more sacrifices because they're not understanding the schematics and the internal data and what's going on behind the scenes in their body, okay? So there's 3 things that we really emphasize today. I'm gonna clean this up to make it really simple, make it really clear, and make it really concise on what you have to do if you wanna see success with your health and you wanna be smart about it. Okay, the first thing that you want to do, and I'm going to make this really simple, is don't waste your time. Okay, there's don't waste your time. It's a little pie chart, but it's in the aspect of a clock. Let me just rotate the camera so you can see me as I explain this. Okay, there we go. Nice. Sweet. So we have don't waste your time. So calculate what your hours are worth, calculate what your time is worth, what your time in is worth, and orchestrate a system where you don't have to be the needle mover for your health. Your health should do this. It should stack without your direct involvement. That's the goal with the don't waste your time piece. We do this with a housekeeper chef, somebody that comes in, cooks, cleans, takes care of the entire space, does the laundry, orders food that I want, orders my San Pellegrinos to my home, etc. Okay, that's the don't waste your time piece. This is by far the biggest needle mover, saving you 40 to 60 hours a week. The number 2 is everything doesn't work, okay? Everything X work. Whatever you see online, whatever your buddy's telling you about, the peptides that they're telling you to hop on, or the new diet that just came out, or the new supplement, it doesn't work. What works is science, okay? Where you're at. Science meets you unbiasedly exactly where you're at. What you have to give can be measured to some extent very well. The best things I recommend are a DEXA scan and then a full blood panel. Hormones, lipids, glucose, and then just a full top-down, 84 markers, inflammation, inflammatory markers, immune markers are also good, but just get a full picture blood panel to understand as much data as you can from the bloods. If you're having gut problems, do a gut insider test as well. And then the last thing that we mentioned was keep it simple. So you can't be the one chasing your doctor and your nutritionist and your geneticist around. Throw them in a group chat, get them to coordinate, get them to tell you and organize this data for you in a way where you can apply it consistently without you having to think about how each portion of itself is playing into a role. So instead of them sending you a PDF or their notes, just tell them to drop their comms in a WhatsApp group chat, and then you'll find success with all of these things, okay? So this is exactly how you're going to be as productive as you possibly can, make as much money as you possibly can, and just continue to stack and grow your health without your direct involvement by doing it a smarter way and organizing it in a way that actually makes sense.